Hello everyone, and welcome to my review for Kaiju number 8, chapter 34. Before I get into this week's review, I have to mention a few things. The first one is my subscriber goal for 2021, hitting 5,000 by the end of the year. So if you're already a fan of my videos and you're not subscribed, you might as well to reach that goal. I also know there have been some issues with people getting unsubscribed by YouTube, so check if you still are, just in case. If you want to help support me and the channel directly, or you want to get access to some extra content, you can always become a patron. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description. And of course, I'm sure some of you have noticed that I now have my own actual original YouTube persona here. It's not just Gojo anymore, it's actually me. And this art was done by my girlfriend and our Discord server admin, Clover. So if you like the way it looks, and you want to get some art done from her yourself, you can always get some commissions from her. I will link her commission site down in the description. With that out of the way, let's get on with the review. This week's chapter shows us some stuff from three different perspectives, that being the 3rd Division, Shinomiya, and then Kafka. So starting off with the 3rd Division, we found out that now seemingly all of, or at least the best recruits from the divisions are all going to be training together because the brass think that, oh shit, there have been a lot of Kaiju lately, and they've been causing a lot of problems. And it's very likely that at this rate, we're going to start having more than one of them showing up at a time. Now, having already seen the kind of destruction that Kaiju number 9 was capable on its own, and the type of destruction that was brought by Kaiju number 10 on its own, you can imagine how terrible it would be if you had 2 or more of those at the same time. Also, Kaiju number 10 finally is officially named Kaiju number 10 in this chapter, so good job on my part there. I mean, it was like really obvious that they were going to end up calling him that. And I think we still haven't seen what happened to him. So either they took him into custody and they're going to be studying him like they are Kafka, or he got away. I mean, or he just died, but like, I think the way they talk about him, it seems like he's still out there somewhere, so I find it more likely that he escaped or is, unaccounted for. So we can expect another guy coming back. That's fun. So I guess he'll be like a rival villain character for Hoshina, because Kafka already has Kaiju number 9, they already have their thing going on, and Kafka didn't really fight Kaiju number 10 at all. It was pretty much all Hoshina. So now that's Hoshina's guy. Who knows, maybe Mina will have one now. But that's just interesting. The next thing is the stuff between Shinomiya and her dad. This is weird having having 2 characters with the same last names and just kind of being referred to them all the time. I don't think we actually got the name of Shinomiya's dad. So I'll just call him the Director General. Is it the Director General or the General Director? Director General, okay. So Shinomiya goes to her dad to, give her testimony about the fact that Kafka is someone who has saved her life, he's been of great help to the Defense Force, and that we should not, cut him up into pieces or kill him or something. And her dad is being about as nice as you can expect based on their previous interactions. He sees all of these situations in which she needed to be saved as failures, and that he's already been told about the stuff Kafka's done, so her coming is just a waste of time. But then we find out that they had x-rays done of Kafka's body, and they find out that he has a heart, or, of course he has a fucking heart. He has a core, like a Kaiju, which we probably should have been able to figure. That seems to be where all the Kaiju stuff comes from. I guess that was like that thing that crawled into his mouth. That's probably created a core inside of his body. But the Director General insists that Kafka is not a human, he is a Kaiju. And I may be forgetting, I don't know. But he says that Kaiju are responsible for killing her mother, so she should not feel any kind of sympathy or remorse for him. I need to reread again, because that feels like a really important detail, and I'm not sure if that was a reveal in this chapter or not. That's awkward. Especially when you do reviews. But yeah, and Shinomaya actually talks back to her dad and says that, like, even if he is a kaiju, and kaijus are responsible for killing my mom, I still want to believe in him. So that just goes to show the level of trust between these two. Pretty great stuff. Now, at the end of this chapter, we have Kafka in captivity, and someone comes to pay a visit to him, and lo and behold, it's the Director General again. And the dude is actually strapped out in one of those combat suits that I can't remember the name of at the moment. But as it would turn out, and as I was hoping, all of the top brass, or most of the top brass, are also badasses themselves. So it seems like we are going to go for something where they're kind of like the Bleach Captains, or the Special Investigators from Tokyo Ghoul. Where, yeah, a lot of the time they're just doing paperwork or whatever, but when push comes to shove, they will fuck someone up. They will fucking kill someone. And they're huge badasses. So that's pretty awesome. So the Director General asks them to free Kafka from his restraints. They don't need to worry, because if he really is a Daikaiju, those things would not hold him. So they know that he's here of his own free will, that he wants to be here and to talk to them. And it's great. This, this operator says that Kaiju number 8 is too dangerous, and the Director General says, "Have you forgotten who I am?" And this is before saying it's a Daikaiju. So, apparently, the Director General is strong enough that he can handle a Daikaiju on his own. So, presumably around as strong as Hoshina, I would imagine even more. Because Hoshina is just like a vice captain. So, I'm kind of expecting some pretty good stuff from this dude in the future, and we even get some reason to believe that in this chapter. So he shoots at Kafka, just without warning. But Kafka blocks it with his arm. We see he partially transforms his left arm to block the bullets. And then he gets fucking speed blitzed by the Director General. He doesn't even see him move behind him. And the Director General, like, rips a fucking chunk out of his chest. I don't know. He, like, shoves his fingers into his chest up to at least the first knuckle? Yeah, at least. And he fucking clenches his fist. Seemingly to, like, take something out. Like, to take blood from him. It seems like he was taking a blood sample. And this had to be deep, because it looks like Kafka's, like, coughed up a bit of blood now. So the dude, like, shoved his fingers into Kafka's chest after speed blitzing it. So this guy, this fucking dude, Shinomiya's dad, is a pretty huge badass. So, I'm expecting some pretty cool shit from him in the future. But he says, "I'll let you in on a little secret. Any life form that can stop bullets with their bare skin is not a human being." Which, I mean, like, I can't disagree with you on that, but, you should probably try being a little more understanding. Now, at the very end of the chapter, it kind of looks like Kafka's got that kaiju energy coming off of him. So I'm wondering if he's about to fully transform or something. I'm not sure if he would want to, because that would probably be a bad idea. But the key to Kafka not dying here is going to have to be showing that he really, truly is dedicated to the cause of the Defense Force. And I'm wondering how he's going to do that to someone who's as much of an asshole as the Director General is. But I guess we will just have to find out next week. And yes, thank God, we do actually get a chapter next week. I'm like, holy shit, what's the occasion? We're getting 3 chapters in a row, I think? Yeah. Which probably means that next week we're going to be on break. If I remember correctly, that's the way things normally went, is the author would take a break every 3 weeks. Which is not bad, considering, some recent events. It's very understandable that mangakas would want to take vacations all the time, and they should, because their first priority is their health, and they should not stress themselves out and work themselves to death just for their entertainment. We can wait so that they can do their best. So, with that, that's all I have to say for this week's review. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you don't miss any of my uploads. I do Kaiju number 8 chapter reviews every week that we get a chapter. If you enjoy other series such as Record of Ragnarok, Jujutsu Kaisen, Kengan Omega, and Black Clover, I do videos in those series as well, so if you're interested in those, you should definitely check out my channel. If you enjoyed discussing Kaiju number 8 with other people, or you just enjoy the content I produce on this channel, I highly suggest you check out my Discord server. I have a link to that down in the description. Since it's the end of the video, it's time to give a shout out to some of my patrons, and the recipients of the shout out today will be Dijon Redden, Anthony Chavez, Honey Mustard, and Zach Rowitz. Thank you all very much for supporting me on Patreon. I greatly appreciate it. And if you too want to get a shout out at the end of videos or access to some extra content, you can always become a patron as well. There's a link to my Patreon down in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys around. Take care.